In this emergency video, we're going to look at the price movement of Bitcoin because yes, the overall crypto market saw this major dump towards the downside and Bitcoin nearly came all the way back down to the range low that we have formed in May. But ultimately guys, this is not the time to turn bearish exactly now after we saw this dump, because remember what I said in the previous video, that we could expect that if we come back all the way back down into this crucial level, that I could expect a fast move towards the upside. And we're going to look at the most important factors, but most importantly, we're going to focus on our mindset, because this is going to be the best opportunity and a golden opportunity to buy. And if you want to find out why, watch the video until the end, smash up the like button and subscribe, but most importantly guys, activate the bell so that you will stay up to date. Welcome back to B4Crypto. I hope you all are doing great, even though we saw this major dump in the overall crypto market, especially for Bitcoin, that yes, broke my worst case exactly here at the 200 moving average. But remember what I told you in the previous video, that if we're going to enter these low levels, that I could expect a fast retracement all the way back up above these very important levels. And we're going to find out what are these important levels. But yes guys, some of you might realize that I got rid of all of my previous drawings, and yes, all these important levels are going to remain the same. The previous all-time high, the mid-range where we also had the 61.8 and also this major volume cluster, and most importantly guys, also this range low where this could be the absolute bottom for Bitcoin. And yes guys, we're going to look at this very important levels. But before we're going to look at the charts, let's go over to X, because yes, I posted this today. Don't panic, buy the dip. Are you feeling the fear of falling prices? Perfect, that is exactly what the market wants you to feel. But here's the twist, those who stay calm and buy the dip often come out on top. Remember, in every market downturn, there's a golden opportunity, so while others panic, seize the moment and make strategic buys. The future self will thank you. And yes, this is exactly what we need to look at guys. We need to really zoom out, and yes, we're going to look at the monthly chart of Bitcoin, and yes, each candlestick represents 1 month, and we could see that Bitcoin from the all-time high, exactly this green line, and yes, I marked this on the side here, the all-time high of Bitcoin was exactly at the levels of 73,777. And yes guys, we saw this major consolidation phase and this major manipulation, but what is really going to be important is this yellow line, and yes, I've marked it on the side here. This is the lowest monthly close, because we can see that this candle closed exactly at the level of 60,678. So yes, ultimately within this major consolidation, we didn't see the price went below this level with a monthly candle close. So ultimately guys, we can see that exactly here, as we broke this level, that we have formed a lower candle body for the monthly chart of Bitcoin. And first of all guys, yes, to stay in this bullish move, we need to make sure that the next monthly candle, or that this candle is going to close back above this monthly candle close, the lowest candle close. Otherwise we're going to form a lower candle body, and this would give us the indication that we could expect a further bearish move. But yes, we also saw that Bitcoin didn't retest this lower range, which was exactly at the level of 56,552. We could see that the price movement dumped all the way back down to the $56,818. And if we're going to look at this on the monthly time frame guys, we can see that yes, Bitcoin has still formed a higher low exactly here, because this candle didn't come all the way back to the range low, so we didn't form a lower low for Bitcoin. So ultimately within this major consolidation guys, this isn't the end of the world. We are still within this major zone. And why isn't it the end of the world? Even though we saw this major dump all the way from the all-time high all the way to the range low, this was a dump of 23%. Because yes, if we're going to zoom out, then we can see that this is absolutely normal for the price movement of Bitcoin, that we're going to get this consolidation phases exactly here. And to make it even clearly, let's go back on the weekly chart, because yes, on the weekly chart we can see exactly that we have formed the bottom for Bitcoin round about these levels of 15,424, and then we got this major impulse to the upside. And yes, this was the first major rejection we got exactly here at the 200 moving average on the weekly chart, and we saw that the price movement went all the way from these levels 22% towards the downside. Was this a great opportunity to sell? No guys, because afterwards we got this massive pump towards the upside to this next major range. And yes, we've been consolidating within this major range for a long period of time. And yes, we formed a high, came all the way back down to the range low, and this was a dump of 22%. And afterwards, was this a great opportunity to sell? No guys, because we saw this major pump all the way to the levels of 49,000 US dollars, and then we got this major rejection, and once again a major bearish move in the markets and a dump of 21%. Was this the right opportunity to sell? Definitely not, because we saw this major pump towards the upside all the way to a new all-time high. And yes guys, at the moment we are seeing that the price movement all the way from the previous all-time high all the way to the range low dumped 23%. So yes guys, this is just a consolidation phase and a reaccumulation phase to get all the retail investors, you, out of the market, so that major institutions and major whales can buy all these cryptocurrencies that you're going to dump exactly here. And yes, this makes the difference to all of the panic sellers out there, because we all know what is going to happen. We all know what the long-term perspective of Bitcoin is going to be worth and where we are in this cycle. Because yes, if you're really going to zoom out on the weekly chart, this is absolutely normal. Even during the previous bull market, we saw this consolidation phase, and the previous Bitcoin halving was exactly in these levels, and we saw that the price movement had this initial pump, and then we saw this dump all the way back down, and this was a correction of 19%. Afterwards, we saw this major pump from the new high exactly here. We saw this dump of 20%, and yes guys, afterwards we saw this massive pump all the way back up to a new all-time high, and then we got this major rejection of 30%. And yes, then we saw this major pump from the new all-time high, so the first correction of around about 30%, but then dumped all the way back down. And yes, this was a correction of 55% exactly towards this low, and then we came back all the way back up from the new all-time high, and then the bear market started. But ultimately guys, here was the previous halving, and after the halving we usually see these consolidation phases. Yes, this time the price movement of Bitcoin broke its previous all-time high before the Bitcoin halving, but ultimately guys, this is just the major consolidation phase before this next parabolic run towards the upside. And guys, yes, if you want to find out everything about the Bitcoin cycles, make sure to watch this video where I explain you everything that you need to know about the previous cycles and where we are at the moment. But ultimately guys, this is the beginning of this next major bullish phase, because yes, we saw this major dump in the markets, and now it's not the right time to turn bearish exactly here, because the markets take the most amount of money from the most amount of people most of the time, and the most amount of people exactly here are going to sell. And what are the markets going to do after the strong downwards trend? Is it going to continue that all these shorts that have been entered exactly here along the way, that they're going to profit all the way down here? Definitely not. We're going to see that the price movement comes all the way back up. So what are the most important levels that Bitcoin needs to hold so that we can say, yes, this was the bottom for Bitcoin, and that we could expect this further pump all the way above this lowest monthly close, which was exactly here, round about the levels of 60,650. Ultimately guys, yes, the price movement of Bitcoin needs to close a daily candle at least above the 200 moving average, and also above this lowest daily close, which is exactly here at the levels of 58,351. This would be extremely bullish if this daily candle, which is going to close in exactly 7 hours and 22 minutes, is going to close above this level. This is going to be the ultimate signal. But yes guys, if the price movement of Bitcoin is going to close underneath the 200 moving average, then the price movement needs to come all the way back up, back above this level. This is really going to be important so that we're going to stay in this bullish trend. Yes guys, we could even see this faster move all the way back down to wipe out a lot of long positions, and this fast move all the way back up. But ultimately guys, I don't believe that the price movement is going to stay underneath the 200 moving average for very long. I do expect that we're going to get this daily candle close, or with the worst case scenario that the next daily candle is going to close above this level, that we're going to form this wick, form a double bottom exactly here, confirm the bottom, and that we're going to see this continuation all the way back up. And yes guys, I even opened a trade all the way down here because I think we're going to see this fast move towards the upside. And yes, I opened this trade on Bybit and we can see that exactly within these levels of 57,292. And yes, I even posted this trade in my Signal group. So guys, yes, if you want to trade all of these moves on the futures market or buy Bitcoin on the spot market, make sure to go down in the video description below where you receive a major deposit bonus if you're going to sign up and trade on Bybit. But you can also trade all of these moves without any KYC over on BloFin. And I do believe that this daily candle close or the next daily candle close is going to form the bottom for Bitcoin and close back above the 200 moving average, because this is just a major manipulation. And I told you that exactly here, that we're going to see this absolute boredom phase, that the maximum pain for Bitcoin is not a major dump. And this has been nothing guys. And yes, a lot of altcoins have been bleeding, but ultimately guys, if we go over to Solana and we're going to absolutely zoom out on the daily chart, then we're going to see, guys, this is absolutely nothing after this major push towards the upside. Yes, I gave you these calls on Solana exactly at these levels of round about $18, where I told you to dollar cost average into Solana, and this was the levels where I started with my YouTube channel. Yes, you've missed the first stage of the bull market, but guys, don't get shaken out of the market and don't get fooled by this major manipulation, because the overall trend is clear guys. This is going to be the beginning of this next major parabolic phase, and this is the bottom from this consolidation. So dollar cost average into these firm projects, because yes, nothing can go up in a straight line, and these major consolidations are absolutely healthy. And if you want to find out more about your crypto mindset, make sure to follow my channel, smash up the like button and subscribe, but most importantly, be for crypto, and we see each other in the next video.